Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach. We know that helping your clients become the best and healthiest versions of themselves isn't just about what they eat or coming to the gym a few hours a week. We, as gym owners and coaches, have to focus on a holistic approach, looking at support systems, stress management, sleep, mindset, lifestyle, and of course, exercise and nutrition. I'm your host, Nicole Coyne, registered dietitian and founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. I'm also the author of The Basics of Nutrition Coaching, CrossFit Preferred Nutrition course. In this podcast, I'm going to teach you how to make one step at a time to becoming the best nutrition coach and building an awesome habit-based coaching program. All right, well, today's episode is with Kayla Pollock. She is a registered dietitian. She owns her own gym with her husband, Andrew, and runs a successful nutrition program. She also heads up the coach development at Healthy Steps Nutrition Mentoring, specifically the Coaching the Coaches program. In today's episode, we talk about some of the things that sets this training course, this CrossFit Preferred course, apart from any other course that's offered out there. We talk about why we teach the way we teach and how we talk about a habit-based approach and incorporating a holistic framework into your coaching program. I'm so excited to announce that Coaching the Coaches is now a part of the curriculum for the Basics of Nutrition Coaching course. We talk about all of the details with that program and what you can expect as someone going through that training program. I hope you enjoy this episode with Kayla. And so don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave us a review. It really helps this podcast reach more people. All right, enjoy. Kayla, welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast.
Thanks for having me again. Always exciting.
Okay, so we are talking about one of the biggest things that can help coaches become more confident. And the problem is most coaches do not do this one thing before they start taking paying clients. And then they're scrambling and their first client experience is not the best. And we know that first impressions are everything. And when we launch a new program, we want it to be the best. Of course, it's not going to be, 20 years later, 10 years later, it's going to be refined and get better and better, but we want to have a great first impression. So today we are talking about the number one thing that coaches can do to increase confidence. Yes, we need to know the book knowledge, but we really need to do this one thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Can I say it?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yes. So role play, getting in there, seeing things, feeling things from a client view, being able to practice those words, but role playing and applying all the information that you've learned from the books, from the training into the meetings to work with the clients that you'll be working with.
Absolutely. And there's two different facets of this, right? Like I can't imagine going to my CrossFit level 1 and never doing CrossFit before, right? Like, could you imagine like jumping into this training and then never knowing anything about CrossFit versus like feeling it from a client's perspective and then saying, hey, this is something I'm passionate about. I want to become a coach. And I know that a lot of people have been through their own nutrition journeys themselves. They've lost, weight, or they're passionate about nutrition for whatever reason. But if you haven't experienced nutrition coaching, how could you possibly know what you like, what you don't like, and how to best support your clients?
Oh, 1,000%. I remember before, so in our gym, before we had the HSN program supporting our nutrition program, we were kind of just making it up as we went. We took the ideas we thought were going to work well, but in practice, I remember feeling so incredibly lost when I was working with clients. And there was a lot of imposter syndrome that followed me for a very, very long time. So absolutely.
And, it happened organically how we started incorporating 3 months of nutrition coaching in the mentoring program. We had a couple gym owners and coaches. I actually saw Jay last weekend. We were at the Fit Pro Growth Summit and he was there. And I was so excited to tell him like, hey, your idea of requiring this as part of the training is now a part of the training. So thank you for that feedback, which was really cool. He was excited to hear that. But, we saw a shift between these coaches that got firsthand experience with our nutrition coaching program as a client, launching with so much more confidence. And you really took that idea and kind of ran with it. Hey, we're going to work with you as a client, but then the last couple minutes of each session, we're going to talk about why we do certain things so that you can start applying what you're learning in the online modules to you becoming an effective nutrition coach.
Absolutely. So the whole idea behind the coaching coaches is spending like about 90% of the time going through where the coach is going to experience what it's like to be on the client side. And then that last 10%, we have a workbook that we go through. We start with a quick reflection, and then we dive into the hows and whys of any of the recommendations that we make in order to help the coaches or the new coaches as they're onboarding learn and really feel confident with the skills and all the information that they are bringing in training. Because I mean, if you've ever taken an online course, it's a lot of information. So how do we get those big things that we need and feel really good to move forward with them?
Absolutely. So this program has definitely evolved over the essentially year that we have been doing it. And you actually flew down to Florida. You made some additional support videos that are in the app. So there's a special program in the app for these coaches. There's the workbook that you mentioned, but a new addition to this program is actually the role play scenario where halfway through the 3 months of coaching, we're actually switching roles where the person who's going through training, either the basics of nutrition coaching CrossFit preferred course or the mentoring program that includes that CrossFit preferred nutrition course, they're actually the coach and you're the client. And now we're able to really apply that information in just a small piece so that they can learn, then apply it to their own coaching practice when they start working with clients.
Yes, Nicole, this has become one of my favorite calls in the Coaching Coaches program of all the 3 months. I love them all, but this is my favorite. And just like you said, there's a swap in the role here. So we actually focus on two main areas. And these areas are things that we're finding are, one, incredibly important to the client's success, but two, one of the things that newer coaches aren't as confident with, which is why we really dive into it. So we're role playing the why, understanding that strong emotional connection to the client's goal, as well as that strong linear path to make sure that the clients are confident with what they're focusing on. And it starts with, all right, Nicole, I'm going to be your coach just as we have been, and I'm going to show you this example of a role play. So I hope you have a goal in mind. We're going to go with it. Then after that, I ask a simple question, from a coaching lens, how did you feel during that role play? We take that feeling and then we swap it. Okay, now, Nicole, you're going to be the coach. I'm your client. I have a goal in mind. I want you to find my why, and I want you to help me feel confident with what I'm working on. And then at the end, again, we get to do more reflection, which has been so incredibly powerful for these new coaches to leave knowing what went really well and knowing the areas that they need to continue to focus on to continue to be the best nutrition coach that they can be.
This is the differentiator between every other nutrition coaching course out there. There's no other nutrition coaching course that really gives coaches, as they're going through training, the practical application. I just had a podcast interview with Savan Roche. He is one of the content developers for CrossFit. And after we got done recording, he goes, man, you said something really valuable in this. He goes, we couldn't figure it out what to do during the nutrition coaching course because we don't have all the manpower, but taking the application of how do we give real-time feedback like we do in the level 2 to this nutrition coaching course. And I was like, man, I'm so excited to tell you right now because we have figured it out and here's what it is. But the thing is it allows coaches to work on a struggle piece of the puzzle when creating a client's plan. And I think, Kayla, when you think about becoming a dietitian, and I'll tell you from my experience in working with all these coaches, we feel like we have to tell our clients exactly what to do because that is our role as a coach. Like, hey, we have to tell you everything, like, let me give you the answer. But I would challenge our listeners to think like, wait a second. If I sit back and let them come up with the answer because they have a better view of their life, they're going to have a better next step than I'm going to give them. Yes, I'll guide them. I'll help them create that linear path, as you mentioned, and we'll talk about that in a second. But they're going to actually come up with the best next step for them. Let them decide based on everything that's going on in their life, what's realistic for them. And you help them map out how that action will get done.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, we have our role in guiding them through that, but allowing our clients to be in the driver's seat and truly take ownership of what they're working on is leading to more success. And this short-term success with the small one at a time focuses is leading to attacking these bigger mountains where they're reaching that long-term sustainable success that everybody's hoping for.
Most nutrition coaches do not have a great length of engagement with their nutrition clients. And it is because they're missing these two pieces of the puzzle. They're not really understanding what's important to that client, why they're wanting that, what's the value behind it? What do they picture as success a year from now if they've truly invested in their health, wellness, nutrition, sleep, stress management, all of these things. And the truth is that yes, you might have this guiding star, but sometimes clients, what they're wanting from you in each individual session might be a little bit different. They might have different things going on. And if you just pick up where you left off every single time, you might be missing a vital piece of the puzzle to really help support your client in that moment and build that relationship with them.
Mhm.
But I think the other piece of the puzzle is a lot of times we might assume clients know something. And especially the more knowledgeable you are about nutrition, you might assume they know the little things. And if you don't help clients map out every step of the way, they have a million things going on as soon as they leave this appointment virtually or in person, and they are not going to map it out. So if you can
Mhm.
give them a clear path, and you created this amazing resource for our mentoring clients, the linear path resource, which we've gone over multiple times, and many coaches are using it to help clients guide, and then they're walking away with something tangible of like, okay, this is what I need to do. Put it on your fridge and make it be a reminder every day that this is what I'm going to do to move one step closer towards my health and wellness goals.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think taking the thing of not assuming is so, so important. Nicole, if I tell you, hey, Nicole, I would love for you to have a balanced breakfast. And I know we've talked about balanced breakfast as an example in past podcasts, you're going to know what to do. But not all of our clients are going to be at that level. And that's where we come in. We guide them, we give them those little nuggets of information by not overwhelming them and then asking, okay, well, how can we make this happen? How is this going to work in your life? What things need to change in your environment in order to for you to leave my office feeling confident with hitting our goal for the next few weeks?
I think going down the balanced breakfast example, like what foods are clients going to prep? When are they going to prep them? When are they going to shop? When are they going to eat that breakfast? Are they bringing it to work in the car with them? Are they eating it before? Like, let's map out every single thing so they know exactly what they need to do to be successful and reach their goal. Because we know at the end of the day, consistency is what drives results. And if you can map out these small little steps with clients, those wins are going to help them stay motivated to continue with you. So instead of your client coming in for a one-time consult, which is probably the worst thing that you can do for a coach as a coach, because then you're going to feel this need to be a fire hose of information. Now you have this contact with those clients to celebrate the bright spots with them, celebrate the successes and the consistency with them. The gamification in the app really helps HSN mentoring clients and coaches be able to do that. But you need an easy way to see are your clients being consistent with the things that you're talking about, or is there a roadblock in the way? Let's address it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, so we understand like the coaching the coaches, and I want to differentiate because some people more questions have been coming in, more people are interested in this basics of nutrition coaching course. Like, what is the difference between basics of nutrition and mentoring? The ongoing role play is so valuable to help develop nutrition coaches. I personally feel that it's like a fast track of becoming an effective nutrition coach because you're learning all of this stuff right away and not trying to figure out the solution on your own. Like I remember starting the private practice and I was like, yep, this is a really great way to do it. And then 3 months down the road, I'm like, why are my clients not sticking with it? What's going on? You have an expert who's been doing this for many years helping guide you so that you feel really confident in the service that you're providing your clients. And two of the things that we do during the training is the free intro role play call, which Lindsay leads that one up. And she is a master at the free intro, and people get their clients or leads signed up for nutrition, fitness, and accountability immediately after that call. But you run the coach evaluation. I would love to spend a couple minutes talking about the coach evaluation. And also for our listeners who are not part of the mentoring program, maybe some tips that you have for them as they are evaluating their nutrition coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. So the evaluation is a 60-minute role play call with me where there are both before and after the call action steps that we kind of work through. So with this, the coach is now going start to finish all the way through the process of getting a new client started. When we have the 60-minute role play, I open it up by telling, I have a random client scenario, which I've actually created from some of my own clients or clients that I've helped other coaches in the HSN family navigate, and they're always fun. And we just go through our initial consultation form that they've been learning, building confidence with. I act as the client. At the end of this, I have about 5-10 minutes to go through. This is what you did really, really well. And I want you to leave feeling super confident about that. Here are just 2 or 3 areas that I really want you to dive back into. And I'm going to make sure that I link to you right after this call a few great resources to point you in the right direction. And the whole goal is to help increase the confidence of these coaches going through the program so they can give their clients the best experience.
I think so many times we go through a course or, online modules and not getting the personalized individual feedback of like, hey, let's act this out. Let's apply this knowledge and then see, am I using it the best way possible to support my clients and have the impact that I want? Or is there a missing piece that I need to work on? And this evaluation really helps. And the cool thing is now it's an annual evaluation. So every year each business has one in the HSN mentoring family. But when I talk to coaches, whether it be at conferences or in the HSN mentoring family, they're not evaluating their nutrition coaches on a regular basis. And in my opinion, that is one of the missing pieces of the puzzle, especially if you're not having the length of engagement you want, if you're not having the conversion to ongoing coaching that you want. Your coach needs to be evaluated because there's probably a missing piece of the puzzle. And it's very tough to know what's going on because it's all behind closed doors. So if you're not evaluating the coach, and it's not just that initial consultation, right? Like you actually have a whole back end piece of the evaluation that goes into, did you pass or not? And part of it is, did you follow up with me? Are there action steps and habits created in my app? Is there a program in my app profile? Part of the biggest value with nutrition coaching is not just those in-person visits. It's the support that you give your clients between those in-person visits. And the app is the streamlined way to do that in the HSN mentoring family. But if you're not doing that, it's going to be tough to build rapport with that client and keep them engaged longer than an initial 3-month program or a 1-month program, whatever you're starting with.
Yeah, it's the additional support and accountability. And I'm very lucky that I have access to the HSN app. And I always talk to other coaches that this is the key to scalability. This is the key to providing the experience that you said you were going to provide to your clients. And it's also the key for that long-term success. Building habits is something that people need to work on every single day and small steps at a time, but that long-term consistency really does add up. And not only are clients feeling that in programs that are really diving into this, but also in the coaching coaches where they're going through that process, they've also realized, oh, it was the small things that really added up. And these are people who did go through the course. So they do have all the information, which really solidifies that small actionable step, and that follow through that we can provide just makes a world of difference.
Absolutely. I think it's more important that you have these systems in place, that you are role playing, that you are having evaluations as you grow a nutrition team in a gym. Because if you have multiple nutrition coaches and they're doing different things, it is not going to be a consistent experience for your clients, and it's going to devalue your program. So these types of things, and even just role playing conversations during staff meetings, all of these things are super valuable. I know one of the things that we do with you guys, with the mentors on our team, Lindsay, as the chief of staff, will pull a call once a month and have you guys reflect on that call. And the cool thing is with Zoom, especially with a lot of follow-up visits, you can pull recordings and watch as a coach, like, see, is this the experience that I want to be delivered to my clients? And I would love to just talk for a minute or two about your experience as you self-reflect watching calls, and how you coming up with your own conclusion really helps level up your service.
Yeah. So, as that was our homework, one of the things that we've been really diving into with your help is self management. Are we saying the things that are going to benefit our clients, the gym owners and coaches we're working with, or is it really just benefiting me at that time? And I've learned that there's some time I could take a step back. I can get even more comfortable with those pauses after I ask a question and the wheels are turning in other heads. And it's just been an eye opener. I've also been really proud of myself and being able to celebrate my own bright spots, like staying positive on a call, taking a negative and turning it into a positive or something that we can really dive into and have fun along the way. So, seeing myself has been really helpful for me to find the areas that one, I think I'm proud of, and two, areas that I'm looking forward to improving upon. And I took that idea to help other coaches. Now, with the evaluation, there is a grade, and not everybody gets a passing grade. And I want people to know that is okay. All it's telling us is there's room for improvement. So I took that idea, and because everything's done on Zoom, it was really easy. I took that call and I asked the coach and the owner to review that evaluation we went through, following along the consult form. And then we're going to jump back on a call and talk about the same things. What did you think you did really well? What are some areas that you're excited to move forward with? And even further, what are the tools and resources that we can provide to really help grow your confidence in that area? All the same things that you're doing for us as mentors as we do our own for reflection.
I think it's really cool to see, like, because it really comes down to the education that we're all getting to better ourselves as leaders. I'm in an intrinsic coaching course right now, and that self-management idea was such an eye-opener for me personally. So I'm like, man, how many times are you talking to clients and you think you're building rapport, but then you end up going down this rabbit hole and talking for 5-10 minutes about something that literally has nothing to do with your client's success. And it's really a conversation about how you guys have something in common, or something that literally has nothing to do with their health and wellness goals. And that self-management is like, man, take a pause, be okay with the pause. And is what I'm about to say helpful to that client? Or is it a question that I'm just naturally curious about? And if it's a question that you're naturally curious about, you need to step away from that question and move forward with a different question that's actually going to lead clients to help support their health and wellness goals. I love the fact that you are having coaches review the evaluation calls, because it is such a valuable thing. And one action step I would recommend that coaches, whether you're experienced or not experienced coaches, do is, after each consultation, make some notes for yourself. What went well during that? What did I fumble upon and like need to improve on? And what support do I need to be a more proficient and a more confident coach? I think after every single session, that reflection form will really help you see the areas that you need more support with. So then if you're a mentoring client, come to the mentoring calls and we can help support you in those areas.
Yeah, which probably might be role play, which we love doing all the time. And if we're sitting on the gym owner side, so as a gym owner evaluating my own coach, well, I have a lot of experience doing the evaluations here. It does feel a little bit different, a different scenario, different setting. So some of the things that I think would be important, foremost, I think when we think the best action you can take as a gym owner is become your nutrition coach's client. Do it for a few months, get into the client's seat and understand, experience what your clients are experiencing. And that's one of the best things that you can do when evaluating and looking for those areas for improvement.
I think that's twofold. Number one, you're going to help better the systems and make sure that the service is consistent. But then two, you share your experience. Like, think about it from a coaching standpoint. If you own a CrossFit gym and you go to the bar, studio down the street, or you go to Barry's boot camp, your clients are naturally going to be like, well, what's going on at Barry's, and why are you not doing the CrossFit classes here? you being able to say like, hey, I hired Kayla to be my nutrition coach. All coaches need coaches. Here's what I'm learning. Here's the things that I'm doing. Now your members are going to be like, oh man, if she's doing it or he's doing it, maybe I should do it too. Maybe I could use the help. So there's two assets or facets of signing up as a client that I think are so powerful to help better your coaching experience for your clients, but then also grow your nutrition program.
Yeah. And I'm sure this is one of the things that Lindsay really dives into. First time the client's walking in and you have that opportunity to talk about your services, nutrition should be part of that meeting. It's got to be a bigger part of that meeting. So then when they come in, they expect, hey, I'm talking about fitness and nutrition. And of course, there are other ways to do that. But that first impression, that first meeting is such a great time to do it. And I know Andrew, who has participated in every challenge, and he does all of our free intros, he can speak about it knowledgeably. He can speak about, hey, this is something that even though I know I'm pretty healthy, this was really helpful for me to meet or achieve this specific goal. And just the whole process and the systems behind it just help him feel more confident speaking about it.
I love it. Well, Kayla, thank you for all that you do. The number one thing that you can do as a coach to become more confident is, experience your nutrition coaching program from a client's perspective, reflect and role play, get around people who are a few steps ahead of you so that you can fast track your progress and confidence becoming an effective nutrition coach. Kayla, you are an integral part of all of this coach development. So thank you so much for all that you do to support all of the nutrition coaches in the Healthy Steps Nutrition family.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. It's been great.
I hope you enjoyed that episode with Kayla. My biggest piece of advice to gym owners looking to add a nutrition coaching program or nutrition coaches that are just getting started off the ground is understand the value of your nutrition coaching program. You're not just there to deliver education. To be honest, your clients can look that up online. You are there to provide them simple, actionable steps that are realistic for them, things that they can commit to, things that are important for them to work on, and most importantly, keeping them accountable to those action steps. When we look at the most successful nutrition coaching programs, it's not just delivering education and having a lecture for nutrition. You really are building rapport and keeping your clients accountable to what they can commit to. One of the biggest questions I get asked is, what is the difference between HSN mentoring and the Basics of Nutrition Coaching CrossFit Preferred Nutrition course? I think it's important to help you listeners understand. If you are a gym owner looking for all of the business systems, the turnkey solution to build a successful nutrition coaching program, HSN mentoring is the best route for you. In that program, you get 2 subscriptions to the online course, one for the owner, one for the coach. We teach you the business systems, give you all the marketing support, and also have the nutrition coaching education. The Basics of Nutrition Coaching course is in the mentoring program. So you have all of the education to teach the fundamental skills to become an effective nutrition coach, but then you also get the app, all the tools and resources, ongoing new education to help develop you as a coach. The biggest piece, and the things we hear from all of our mentoring clients who've been around for 5, 6, 7 years, is they say the best value comes from the mentoring, comes from the accountability. The truth is we all need a coach. Yes, the systems are great, but a lot of times you get distracted by all the different ideas that you have. So having someone help you and keep you accountable based on best practices, things that are going on, is gonna help you be able to grow and scale your program, especially as you're adding new nutrition coaches to support the growth of your program. All right, I hope that was super helpful. If you have any questions at all, if you're a gym owner who's looking to add a nutrition coaching program, we would love to help you. Click the link in the show notes and you can book a free call with me. If you are looking to sign up for the Basics of Nutrition Coaching course, go ahead and click the link in the show notes. You can sign up right there. You'll get immediate access to that course and we will set you up with coaching the coaches. All right, thank you for tuning in. I hope that we get to have a chance to chat with you again next week. Make sure that you subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps this podcast reach more people. Have a great week.